watching a few YouTubers, I noticed they all had the same sponsor. It came from a game called Naraka Bladepoint. When I found out that this game came to console a few days ago and it was free to play, I decided to give it a go and try things out. What I found was surprisingly fun. Naraka Bladepoint is a free to play battle royale and wait, where are you going? Go back. I know battle royales have been everywhere in the past few years, but if you're like me and you occasionally enjoy battle royales every now and then, you should give this a try. Now this game isn't perfect, and I'll get into that soon, but before that, this is a martial arts inspired battle royale, which means this game is melee focused. You get quite a variety of weapons, and naturally they all have different playstyles. What I found really cool about the weapons is that it technically doesn't matter what rarity of weapon you have, as long as you're comfortable with it. I actually stood a chance against people who had legendaries, while I continue using my basic staff or basic spear, which I loved. There's obvious reasons as to why you'd want a higher rarity weapon, but it's cool that you can stand quite the chance against those with better equipment than you if you know how to use that weapon well. The combat itself could use a little bit of improvement, but god damn is it fun. Sure, there are ranged weapons in the game, but since it's melee focused, I don't have to worry so much about suddenly getting shot with a 50 cal on my skull, and suddenly I'm back in the lobby. And because I'm free of that thought, I can run around wherever I want, looking for my next opponent. And it's so much better for me because of that. Combat has a lot of combos, parries that I can never time correctly, and some more than questionable weapons.
What the fuck is a Blood Ripper?
Yes. The traditional weapon mastered by all martial artists. A flamethrower. Movement. I couldn't think of a smooth transition to get here, so let's talk about movement. The movement can be a little weird at times. For example, my character moves a few feet on their own whenever I try to pick things up as I'm moving, which is a little annoying, and it gets a little wonky when doing parkour, but other than that, it's actually pretty cool, and that's also something I wanted to get at. There is parkour in the game. One of my favorite things about many games is the flexibility within their movement, how it feels, and I kinda get that feeling here. You can run up walls, wall run, jump in and out windows, and grapple around buildings or structures, which is awesome. You can actually grapple enemies to trip them up and get closer to them, which is also pretty neat. I don't know, there's something fun about just climbing up trees or structures to get a better view of the land around you and be able to spot enemies. Not only that, you can actually surprise people from the ceiling. If you activate the setting or use a grapple while you have a melee weapon equipped, you'll just stick to the ceiling like a ninja. And I absolutely love it. Honestly, I haven't found a way to properly use this because most fights are outdoors, but the fact you can do that is so damn cool to me. I wish they found more ways to include movement into the fights, but it's alright, it's just pretty cool. There's also unique characters with their own abilities, which I think is pretty fun. I mentioned I'm a big fan of movement, and there was a character that stuck out to me because their abilities have pretty awesome movement. They have a teleport, which you can charge to increase the distance traveled, and their ultimate makes you mostly invisible, and you can do cool attacks to your enemies as long as your normal teleport is still available. It was pretty fun to mess around with it. These abilities can be customized to certain extents as well. Once you do some specific character challenges, you can unlock a variation of those abilities. Some are supportive, others overhaul the ability, and so on. You can also customize the character's appearance to some degree, but I didn't want to mess with it because I didn't want to create an abomination. But I'm sure some people will have a lot of fun with it. Now, there's a few things I'd like to see improved, and I'd like to start with arguably one of the most important parts. The introduction of the game. You get this type of intro where they teach you how to play the game through a mission-like experience. It's the best way I can describe it. And I'm gonna be honest, it could use a major rework. It does a great job at teaching you the basics of the game, The way they present things doesn't exactly click with me. So much so that I literally just quit to the lobby once I started the game again on my proper account. I also found this weird bug, where if I switch the voices to another language, a few characters stay in English.
You alright, Viper? Let's get moving. We don't have time to waste.
Besides the intro, they also have a specific place where you can learn and practice more advanced game mechanics and combos, and you get rewarded for it. I found that to be really helpful, as they teach you about it and place you in a situation where you need to do the exact same thing they just taught you. Another thing I wish they would improve is the UI within the lobby. There's so much stuff going on that makes me so confused. You have this event, a shop, and mails, and this and that, and there's another thing, and so much going on. It just makes me dizzy. As an example, to unlock new characters, you need hero tokens, and they're found in the shop, and they can be bought with the currency you can earn through playing the game. I kid you not, I spent a solid 30 minutes trying to find this damn thing. I felt really dumb, especially when I did end up finding it. I really hope there's a change to make things cleaner and smoother because it's a bit messy and difficult. Speaking of the shop, I wish you could buy more things without a limit with the currency they give you. You have a limit as to how much hero tokens and loot boxes you can buy with the currency you gain, and the cooldown is like a week, I think. I understand why they do it, but I'm not a big fan. And I know what you're thinking. Loot boxes? And I know. If you don't enjoy loot boxes, can't stand them, or whatever other reason, this is your first and only warning to steer clear. I personally don't enjoy loot boxes, and don't condone them. I hope one day they allow you to unlock the cosmetics you want through the in-game currency you gain from playing the game. Other than that, I don't have many complaints about the game. It's really fun for me, and I'll probably keep playing it for a while. I want to eventually unlock all the characters and see which ones I like the most. I hope they add new things as well, improve the game a little bit, and get things moving. I love the combat, the freedom of movement, the places around, and even if the characters look a little bit cursed initially, you can customize them and make them look nice. This game was not what I initially expected, and it turned out to be a really fun experience. If you want to play it, check it out, and see if you have fun with it. If you don't like it, at least you gave it a try. And if you do like it, I'm rapidly approaching your location with a stick. You cannot outrun me forever. Have fun.